rose has its thorn. Yeah, it does. I listen to a favorite song playing on a... Hey, thanks for checking out my latest video. This lesson on the first solo in Every Rose Has Its Thorn. Hey, and this goes without saying, but if you enjoyed this content, please hit the like button and subscribe if you want to. So this is going to be a pretty short lesson actually, because it's a pretty short solo. But you know what I want to do really is show you the space on the fretboard, you know, within the box, the pentatonic box that we're going to be playing and pulling that solo out of, and then the chords that are like uh, underneath it, you know. So why don't we do that really quick? We'll just so you can see here we've got this pentatonic box, swing G, and you know, boxes are just boxes and very boxy, you know, if we don't do something musical with them like bending notes and stuff. So what we want to do, but we're definitely using the box, right? So what I want to show you, you got this A-shaped G chord, right? And then you've got this G, it's a G chord here. You can see it underneath that box. See, and it's really hard to hold down all these strings at the same time. But basically, what we're doing, if you take this G chord down here, right, and pretend so my index finger there is the bridge, right, and you just pull that all the way up to the 12th fret, and you've got the same G chord, right? So I'll just arpeggiate it. There's your G chord, and you can see it, like I said, right underneath that box. And then above that, of course, we have this E-shaped G chord, which is also hard to hold down. Scrunch your fingers up like this. So you know you got a 1, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1. So those are the chords like in and around this box. When you start looking at the fretboard in this way, and you see the boxes and the chord shapes, you know, it's going to be really empowering. You're going to be able to like figure out little solos like this. You go figure out what key it's in, and you could actually, without even looking up any tab, you're going to be able to just whip out these and figure out these little solos yourself. So let's just kind of get familiar with this in this little boxer before we just go through the solo. The solo is going to be really quick. I mean, it's just not even that hard. So you see how I'm hitting the 4? We got this triad, 5, 1, 3. And you notice like Slash does this too. Lots of people do this. They add, so they got it's a major key that a song is in, and they're playing this box or some other box, but they've got this 3, 5, 1, 3. They have a half step up to the 4. Very melodic, makes it sound very musical. The major scale contains 2 notes that the major pentatonic does not, and that's the 4 and then the 7th, which is just a half step below the 1. Right, this is a 1 up here. That's the other. That's the E-shaped G chord, right? Cool. So we got that. I mean, you could tell that you know that solo is inside of this because it sounds very much like it. But let's just play around and get a little more familiar with the space here. And then coming up here, you can take this G. Just resolving right back down to that G, right? So the solo starts out with this, remember we have this 5-1-3. So it's actually kind of unique. I think I can't think of other songs where I've seen someone do this. And it's a unison bend up to the 3. So we take this on this G string. We're bending it up, a unison bend up to that note, which is, what is that? That is a B. So let's just think about it in numbers. 5-1-3. So this, see that? one whole step up. That's the first thing. And then it does that. And what's really interesting right here is that's on the C, you know, it's a C add 9 chord. So it goes back and forth from the G major to the C add 9. And an add 9 is basically adding just a D note, you know, to the C chord. This is a D right here. So when we go on that C chord right there, it's beautiful because it just fits right in with the C chord that's being played, which is no surprise, you know, that these kind of melodic choices are made with these really nice solos. So we have this again, and you know, give us some vibrato there, and it's got that really cool sound, and then some more vibrato there. You're basically on that D, and then you come down here to the fourth string. So it's really easy. Notice I'm plucking each string just to make a point of it. But it's probably a lot of legato. Like when I'm playing through it, it's mostly hammer-ons and pull-offs and stuff. But anyway, and whether you do another unison bend here or just bend this one up, it's really up to you. I can't quite tell exactly how he's doing it, and I'm guessing he does it different whenever he plays it live or whenever he did play it live. So anyway, you got this. And then you go to the high E. So it's a whole step up, whole step bend up and back down, like we did before on the B string. And then you go down. This is what's interesting to this. Remember, this is a 5-1-3. So he's bending up to the 4. And when we think about 5-1-3 of the G chord, right? And that 4, you know, this is a B right here. So a half step up to the 4 is a C, you know? And so this part of the song is just going back and forth between G and C add 9. So and so I think in the song it's on that C add 9 when it does this, which is beautiful because it just goes right to it. It's hitting a C or bending up to a C during the C chord, and then it relaxes back down to the G. We start singing again, and you know we're starting back out in G. So yeah, that's nothing to it really. Pretty easy, man, but it's really invaluable. Like when you start picturing the fretboard in this way, like it wouldn't matter whether you're in a. Oh, by the way, I turned the backing track up one half step so that I could just play in standard tuning. But you know, if you were going to tune your guitar down to match it, or if you were going to just drop everything down here at one fret, you know, um, or if someone wanted you to play this in a whole completely different key, you know, you could do the same thing. Like let's say they wanted to play it in D. That's E, sorry. There's D right there. You do the same thing. Here's your relativeness, right? Here's your box. Because then you own it, man. I mean, you understand where to get to pull the solo out of, regardless of what key it's in or where that's at on the neck. You know, so like using tabs, I think, you know, I used to use tabs long ago. I hardly ever even look at them anymore. Okay, so man, that's about it. That's a pretty short lesson, and I'm thinking about doing another one for the outro solo, which is a little bit longer. Um, but it's all right in that same exact box. I don't think it ever moves out of this box, actually. But there's some more like it has some of that stuff and some different choices. Anyway, that's it, man. Hope you enjoy this. See you next time.